All right, let's talk about something that so many of us feel but have a hard time putting a finger on: brain fog. You know, that mental haze that can make even a simple task feel like you're trying to walk through mud.
Have you had those days? The ones where you feel kind of fuzzy? You walk into a room and forget why. You can't find the right word, even though it's on the tip of your tongue, and just trying to focus feels impossible?
Well, if that sounds familiar, I promise you, you're not imagining it. We call this brain fog, and it's a very real signal from your body that something's a little off balance.
So, what exactly is brain fog then? Well, it's really important to know that it's not a medical condition on its own. Think of it more like a check engine light for your brain. It's this whole cluster of symptoms: confusion, forgetfulness, that lack of clarity that's telling you, hey, pay attention. There's an underlying issue we need to figure out.
Okay, so where do we even start looking for the cause? Well, one of the biggest and honestly most overlooked culprits is a huge biological shift for millions of women: perimenopause. And just look at these numbers. This isn't a small thing. Research from the NIH shows that the number of women reporting issues like memory loss during perimenopause is staggering. We're talking up to 95% in some studies. This makes it so clear that this isn't some rare side effect. For most women, it's a core part of the experience. And there's a really clear biological reason why this happens. You see, our brains are packed with estrogen receptors, especially in the areas that handle memory and critical thinking. So, when estrogen levels start going on a roller coaster ride during perimenopause, it directly messes with the brain's command center. And this isn't just a vague, off feeling. The research shows real, measurable impacts on specific brain functions. We're talking about things like verbal memory, that struggle to remember a conversation you just had, and it also affects your attention, your working memory, and even just how fast you can process things. But brain fog isn't just about hormones. Let's pivot to one of the biggest, most universal things that can cloud up our thinking, no matter who you are, and that's not getting enough sleep. I mean, the difference is just night and day, right? When you're well rested, your brain performance is stable and reliable. But when you're sleep deprived, you get what researchers call wake state instability. It's a fancy term, but it basically means your brain's performance gets choppy and unpredictable. That's where you get those sudden lapses in attention and just slower thinking all around.
And this quote from the research just nails it. The longer you try to force yourself to focus on something when you're tired, the worse and worse your performance gets. It's that classic feeling of just hitting a wall halfway through a project when you're running on fumes. And get this, it's not just a feeling. You can literally see the difference in these fMRI scans. That top image, that's brain activity after a good night's sleep. The one below, same task, but after just one night of no sleep. The brain is working so much harder and way less efficiently to do the exact same thing. It's incredible. And you don't even need to pull a crazy all-nighter to feel this. The science is super clear that chronically getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night causes these cognitive problems to just build up day after day. Okay, so we've got hormones and we've got sleep. Two absolute giants when it comes to brain fog. But the story doesn't stop there. It's often way more complex, like a whole web of things that could be going on. So, as our source material lays out, the list of potential culprits can be pretty broad. I mean, it could be a nutritional deficiency, like low B12 messing with your nerves, or it could be driven by something deeper, like chronic inflammation, a hidden infection, or even an autoimmune issue. The point is, each one of these can show up as that same foggy feeling. Your brain fog is basically a symptom asking you to play detective with your overall health. Now, I know looking at that whole web of causes can feel a little overwhelming, but here's the good news. It also means there are a ton of different paths to feeling better. So how you start figuring it out? This isn't about guessing, it's about investigating. So here's a really simple way to think about taking control. Step 1 is just to acknowledge that what you're feeling is real. It's not in your head. Step 2, talk to a professional who gets it. And step 3, this is the really empowering part, is to investigate with actual data. And that's where getting some key lab work done can be a total game changer. This isn't a complete list, of course, but looking at these areas can uncover so many hidden issues. For example, checking your thyroid can tell you if your body's main engine is running slow. Checking vitamin levels like B12 is so important for your nerves, and inflammatory markers can literally tell you if your body is under chronic stress. This kind of data turns a vague feeling into a clear, actionable starting point. So I'll leave you with this thought. When you're in the middle of brain fog, it's so easy to forget what it even feels like to be sharp and clear. So the real question isn't just what's causing this. It's what could I do, what could I create if I got my focus back? Finding the root cause is the very first step toward finding that clarity again. Thanks for watching.